Bonjour and good evening. Welcome
Welcome
to
back.
a unofficial episode. We're gonna put this one out as a bonus, a usual day of the week that you are used to hearing from us, but not like an official episode only because this one's gonna be a quick one. It's gonna be a zingers. Is that that's a word, right? Um,
Zingers, hot takes, bite sized.
Bite sized, yes. Today or this week it's bite sized. And then you can let us know if you love this or you hated it, and as usual. But in general, in the formatting, and then maybe we'll do it again if we enjoy it and so do you. So, what are we zinging about this time, Olivia?
Well, today's hot take is gym culture, I
Mm,
suppose, would be the
yes,
umbrella because we each have
yeah.
very different takes and experiences on this.
And if you're
So,
wondering, okay, where did that come from? Where else do you think it came from? Because we're talking about opinions that we have, and then we were like, yeah, that's messy. Okay, hit record. As
most
we
things.
do. As we
Yes.
do. Yes, most things in life are messy. By the way, I loved that this past week we put Stay Messy on as our I just think it's so funny because I think it could be toxic, but so could just like our whole like everything, the ethos that we say, right? If we take it to an extreme, anything can be toxic. So I think we should stick with Stay Messy. I don't know what that makes our listeners. You're the
Oh
messiest.
no. Are we trying to come up? Oh no.
Anyways, we'll workshop that one. But
Yeah, give us feedback.
the reason that I was thinking about that is because I was like, oh my god, if we had like sweatshirts or like caps that said "Stay Messy," I think we should look and see if someone's already doing that because that would be so fun to wear too. Da 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 da. Segue, lead
Mhm.
in. You're welcome. The gym. I did that.
How is merch related to the gym? Please enlighten us.
Because well, one, I feel like okay, so when I say the gym, by the way, like I feel like when I was younger, that definitely meant like the actual gym we're going, we're like lifting weights, whatever. I had a personal trainer at one point. I miss that guy. Thomas, if you're listening to this, love you so much. But
Hope you're well.
hope you're well. But And that's not what I mean anymore, because at this point in my life, I work out in fun ways because 'cause I'm, like, determined to have a good time. Not that lifting weights with Thomas wasn't fun, let me be clear. I loved that too. But, then I went through a whole season in my life where I was, like, really into, trying all the different classes at the gym. So, like, I went to, like, a big crunch, so it was like, "Oh, let me try this," like, the surfing and all the stuff that you see on TikTok of people, like, working out in these weird ass ways, like, I've done the drumsticks, like, that class, I've done that. My favorite one for a long time was a class that was called, like, Surf Up? I don't know, but it was, like, surfboards on top of these balancing balls, and you would, like, pop up and, like, and then, like, the core section of the class was, like, balancing on them and, like, tossing sandbags at each other. It was, like, a whole thing. I love that.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was so cool, and a lot of the times, like and maybe this is my hot take, is, like, what if we just stopped working out to quote, like
Bulk
what
up.
what well, yeah, but what if it didn't have to hurt? What if it could just be fun?
Mhm.
You know, like, it can accomplish both things that you're trying to do, but it doesn't have to be, like it doesn't have to suck, and so I, like, loved that class at the gym. I was so sad when they canceled it, but these days, a lot of what I do is just, like, really relaxing stuff at the gym because I go to, like, a yoga studio. I have class pass, so I can go to different studios, different gyms, and, like, different activities of the sort. So tonight I did a restorative class, which if you've done yin yoga, you're like, oh, like it's like no, no, no. Yin yoga, deep stretching. Restorative, three poses for the whole class. You're like the most of the chill. Um, and then after restorative, I did a sound bath, which makes me sound like a douchebag influencer sometimes, but
With your glasses on. I did a
Listen,
sound bath.
I was at a dude, tell me why. Okay, I came straight from work and I forgot to grab class or like clothes for going to the yoga studio this morning when I left for work. And so I had my partner drop off clothes, but he forgot to grab me a t-shirt. So I showed up in like a black collared textured oversized shirt with sweats. So I looked like such a like boho chic, like, hey, like I'm
I'm
just
at a
here.
yoga
Yeah,
studio. I'm
exactly. And here's the thing, and I think the center of like my hot take is I used to care so much about like looking competent at the gym, looking like I knew what I was doing, like doing quote well in a class or whatever. And then I just stopped giving a shit. And now I'm just like, we're fucking here for the ride. So did I absolutely sleep through both of the classes that I just night? Yes. And it was magical and enchanting. And we loved that. And honestly, both instructors were like very happy about it because that means that their classes like resonated at that like really deep level. And like, how beautiful is it that for me, like, I felt safe enough to just, like, go to the
fall
fuck to
asleep in
sleep
public.
in public, just in a room full of and I was telling Olivia before we pressed record, which is when we were like, "No, no, no, wait, this is getting funny, so now we have to record," or at least funny for us, is that, I woke up dazed and confused, and the the sound bath instructor was like, "Hey, like, I'm gonna put the lights on," and as soon as the lights were on and by the way, this is, like, a fractional light. 'Cause it's late and it's post, like, Sabbath, and I'm like, "Oh god," and I'm, like, slow blinking like a newborn giraffe trying to, like, stand up and, like, it was a whole thing, and so I, like, was trying to, like, stretch, and I stretched in one direction to the guy next to me, who by the way, I don't even think I was conscious when this man set down his stuff. I think I was asleep before we even started. Um, he looks at me and he goes, "Good nap?" And I was like, "Yeah." It really was. It really was. I was like, "Man, I was probably snoring, whatever. I don't give a fuck."
It's
It was
fine.
great.
You're all paying to be there. It's fine.
It's great. I love it. I love it.
Wow.
Last year, I used to go to that sound bath, and I used to be like, "Hi, guys. Good evening, and welcome to my nap time," because I was pregnant, and so I was like, that was the only good sleep I was getting in a week. So I was like, "I don't give a single fuck," you know what I mean? Like, I'm just here to sleep, and it was great.
Wow. Hacks for our listeners. If anyone out there is pregnant and struggling,
Go to a
get
sound bath,
yourself to a sound
because
bath class.
here's the thing, a sound bath or, like, restorative yoga and stuff, there's a lot of props, so it's very
Okay.
accessible, very modifiable for your body, what you need, whatnot, but also there's a whole ass person there who's like, "Are you comfortable? Do you need a pillow by this part?" "Yes, yes,
Mhm.
I do. Thank you so much for putting it behind me." Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, there's just something to be said for, like, letting yourself be taken care of and, like, again, not just focusing on the, like, ooh, like, the intensity of things and just, like, letting yourself, like, I don't know,
That's
exercise or be in those
exactly
spaces in that way,
yes.
you know?
That's where I'm heading here with this hot take.
Go.
That is just forming in my brain now. All of these feelings are becoming hopefully understandable thoughts.
One would hope. That's by the way, that's me all day. That's what I need on a shirt. Hopefully, these feelings are becoming understandable thoughts.
Merch drop. Here we go. Really small print on a t-shirt. It's a
Yeah,
lot of work.
no,
Hopefully
great.
this yes. So, with that being said, my hot take is I think we should stop calling it working out.
Okay.
Full stop. I think we should call it either whatever activity you're doing
Yeah.
or movement
Okay.
or exercise. Like what happened to like why don't we call it exercise anymore? That feels like you're
Because we
geriatric, you call it
they
exercise.
because working out became a flex term. You know how people are like, "Oh, I'm so tired," and now everyone is competing for who's the most tired. "Oh, I'm so busy," and
Mhm.
now everyone's talking about competing, like, "Oh, now I'm busy," and da 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 da, and it's like a thing of whatever. It's that thing where people get a sense of, um, like, satisfaction from discussing how hard something that they're doing is, and that's what working out became. Or you get the people that are, like, true fanatics of, like, lifting weights and doing those things where it's not even, like, they're saying it to, like, flex on you, but they're just, like, truly excited about it, but we as a culture have decided and stigmatized those people as, like, "Oh, they're less intelligent," or "They're douchey," or "They are so self-absorbed because they" whatever, like to lift weights. Like, since when did
Mhm.
muscular and lifting weights equal, like, self-absorbed? Not to say that there isn't some of that in gym culture, because there absolutely is, and, like, I'm not gonna say that there's not, but there's also plenty of, like, really kind and nice people who also just the Venn diagram of those people who like to just lift heavy shit, you know? Like, what if we just all fucking minded our own business? And that's my thing. Maybe that's just my take on life. What if you just mind your own business? Because also,
There we
you know what it is
go.
too? We don't need to convince everybody to like the same kind of movement that we like. And it doesn't make our kind of movement bad if
And
someone
that's
doesn't
what I'm
like that,
saying.
you know?
Yeah. Let's get fergalicious. Be up in the gym working on our fitness. Let's just do your thing. Don't there's the saying, and I don't love using it because
Okay.
it feels weird coming out of an adult's mouth, I think.
Okay.
There's a
Go ahead.
saying at my school where I work when kids diss something that another kid likes. If somebody's talking about K-pop Demon Hunters, for
Oh,
example,
yucking
because
their
we
yum?
haven't stopped talking about that since it came out. If we're talking, yeah, yucking their yum. And I don't love that phrase, but that's the sentiment here. It's like if we're talking
Yeah.
about doing something for your body, for yourself, and it's yours, it's your movement, then why are we shaming, like, the whole, oh, I could go off on the whole Pilates princess culture that exists. Oh, you haven't, oh, okay.
Wait,
So
like,
Pilates
what about it?
princess,
Okay, I have so many questions. Okay, please go ahead. I'm going to mute myself and eat a granola bar and truly process what you're saying. Go.
contemplate and crunch. So Pilates princess, I'm glad you're enjoying that. Um, Pilates princesses, I don't have a problem with the aesthetic. The whole point is like it's a mixture of yoga and ballerina core where there's, that makes sense, right? Where it's like the mat, but also delicate, and there's a lot of like pink and bows and all of this. A lot of it's tied up in like consumerism as well, where if you're a Pilates princess, the expectation is that you look the part and you have all of the pink props and the aesthetic and little bows on your socks, little grippy socks for the stuff that you're doing with all of the equipment. And I don't have a problem with the aesthetic of that because, it's a look. It's how people are choosing to express themselves within the context of that fitness. The issue is when people who do not identify themselves as Pilates princesses do they criticize the whole aesthetic of it, and really the problem is like when people are judging others for what they post on social media that is emblematic of those things. So if there are Pilates princesses who are posting a lot of pictures or Instagram videos, whatever it is, with their aesthetic and all the things they do to be Pilates princesses, that in itself is not the problem. The problem is the response to it. So, with all of these different, with all of these ways to exercise, to move your body, to work out, what is the actual goal? It's to do exactly that. It's to move your body. You might have other goals around that. You might have like mental health goals that contribute to working out, or you might have physical goals, like if you're lifting weights or um, doing the thing with the with the drumsticks. You might have goals for working particular muscles, but really the goal is to just do something physical. So, my hot take in not wanting to call it working out anymore is to destigmatize other forms of physical movement. Because I was just having this discussion with a coworker the other day where we were talking about the difference between um, sports and sports, games, and activities, and what counts as a sport, why we have the sports that we do recognize as competitive, and what counts as an activity but is not always a sport, and what's a sport and also an activity. We were having this whole discussion, and I was fighting for dance to be considered a sport because you can include props, it can be competitive, and it works a lot of muscles in your body, often at the same time. It is a workout. But the person I was talking to disagreed with that because there's no like league for it. And if you remember the most recent Olympics, there was breakdancing in there. That hasn't lasted, but there still was a time when we considered dance as an Olympic sport in some way. So for things like yoga, Pilates, bar, things that are not lifting weights or running, that is still, it's hard on your body. You can still gain muscles, you can still work out a lot doing those things, but they look different than, say, what's that thing that was really, Orange Theory. It looks different than Orange Theory. And that's, oh my gosh. You guys, I could go off on this, not forever, but because I'm not a gym girly, but I could talk about this a lot because there are lots of different companies now that provide those types of like circuit training or other services that are not specific to um, like your usual weightlifting. But anyway, thank you for joining us on this bite sized episode of the pod. We will see you when we see you. Leave us some reviews on Spotify or Apple Podcasts if you are so inclined, and let us know what you think about this somewhat shorter edition. We will catch you next time wherever podcasts are listened to. Good night.